Hello, everybody. Intuition here. Thank you, as always, for making time and space for us. Today, we would like to discuss safety. Safety is the main thing that many of us are trying to secure for ourselves, a sense of safety, a sense of stability, because if we can maintain stability, then we can maintain a certain level of safety. We want to live comfortably because comfortability means that there is on some level a great deal of safety. Much of all the things in which we do are simply trying to secure safety, because most of our definition of what safety means is keeping us from death. If we are able to keep ourselves safe, then we are able to save ourselves from the illusion of death. And so then, therefore, the idea of safety drives us into behaving in certain ways that put us in spaces that are not usually congruent with who it is that we are, because now we are acting out of fear to keep ourselves safe. Thus, then, therefore, we are going to have to work harder. We're going to have to do overtime at our jobs to create enough money so that we have a certain sense of financial safety. We are going to keep ourselves away from others, because then we can have the illusion of emotional safety, because then others will not see our vulnerabilities and potentially harm us, and that would not necessarily be safe for us. Because of the illusion of safety and the pursuit of securing safety, we will do all kinds of silly things that do not promote our own evolution of self. They simply keep us restricted in a very limited pattern that only secures the illusion of safety. But again, if the only reason why we're acting is to keep ourselves safe, and what it is that we're keeping ourselves safe from is death, it is important to understand that death itself is not real in the same way in which we attribute the definition of death as. Because there is no dying. There is no such thing as death. There is no such thing as dying. Dying, for many of us, means it's done. It's over. There is no more. It is an end. And you should only be so lucky. But the reality is, you're not that lucky, because even in death, there is no end. Even the idea of the physical death, there is no end. It is not as if the physical body dies and you die with it, because you are not the physical body. And so then, therefore, your consciousness, as the seed of consciousness, continues to move forward in all ways, as it always has. And so this idea of safety, to keep myself safe from death, and there is no such thing as death, there's just my over-identification to it when I start thinking that I am a human body, then you're not keeping yourself really safe from anything. There's nothing to keep yourself safe from, because if you cannot ever really die, then you are always really safe, aren't you? So then, you going out of your way to keep yourself safe is just silly. It is like riding a bike with training wheels on it when you know how to ride a bike, but insisting that you keep the training wheels on it because you might fall. But you won't fall. You're an adult. You've been riding your bike your whole life. But your insistence to keep that safety, that additional level of safety, doesn't really allow you to get where it is that you're going. Because if you're riding around with your training wheels on your bike, you can't really go as fast as if you took those training wheels off. You can't really go as far because you're afraid that the distance is going to damage the training wheels. And so if I'm going out of my way to try and secure the illusion of safety, when I am already safe, because the definition of safety is to save myself from death, and death doesn't exist, then you're just wasting a lot of energy and directing that energy in a place that won't yield any real results, Because the most beneficial place in which you could place your energy is focusing on your evolution of self. And you're not going to evolve in understanding yourself by playing it safe and keeping yourself safe and engaging in habits that enable a false sense of safety and security and comfortability. When you're in the pursuit of safety, you are really in a pursuit of keeping yourself in a jail cell. Because if I'm going to play it safe, then that means my realm of possibilities are regulated to only a few things that fall in alignment with the belief of whatever it is that I say will keep me safe. And so we bring this to your attention to allow you to make different decisions for yourself. That doesn't mean go start free falling out a window without a parachute because, screw safety. But it's about looking at the ways in which you have made a prison for yourself by trying to maintain a false sense of safety in your life when there's nothing to keep yourself safe from. You're already safe. And so if anything is controlling your life other than you, including belief systems, then that becomes problematic. Because all you will be chasing after is the validation of that belief system as opposed to the validation of yourself, of who it is that you are and what it is that you know. So save yourself some energy and redirect it towards yourself, because that is the most invaluable place in which you could spend the most invaluable currency, which is your energy. And so, just a little food for thought. We wish you well securing that safety for yourself. And really the securing of safety is simply knowing that you're already safe, so then therefore you don't have to go out and seek it. As always, we are full of gratitude for you making time and space for us, and well wishes in all that you do.